How do you know that you have moved on from the narcissist? What are the signs that show that the healing is happening and you are making progress? Well, I will answer all of these questions in today's episode. Hi, I am Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional, and today I'll be talking about 7 signs that show you have moved on from the narcissist. If you are someone new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe by pressing that subscribe button and push that bell icon to stay updated with everything latest that I post here. So let's begin with number 1 sign. You have little to no urge to contact them. If you are a survivor of narcissistic abuse, you know that 2 of the biggest struggles, 2 of the biggest obstacles that you have to overcome in your healing journey are, one, trauma bonding, and the second is cognitive dissonance. And the surprising fact is that both of these coexist at one given time. Trauma bonding cannot be there without some kind of cognitive dissonance. So when in your healing journey you start becoming clearer and clearer about who the person was and how it was all a lie and how it was never what you thought it to be, you start accepting things. You start having deep realizations. And with those realizations, you start processing emotions. And as you process those emotions, you have more clarity. And as you have more clarity, you have least urge to go back or contact them because you know that it's going to be the same thing as it was before, which means you have no urge to repeat the cycle. And sometimes, occasionally, on certain occasions, certain special days like Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, you have a little bit of pain coming up, sadness coming up, and because of that you might miss them and may think about or may wish the things to be different, but overall you are able to stay grounded near the baseline and you see things for what they are. Number 2, you do not care anymore if they're happy with the next supply. You have to understand that the narcissistic abuse works through creating the sense of unworthiness in the victim. The narcissist blames, manipulates, gaslights, controls the victim to feel that there is something missing in them, which is why and how the supply puts in more efforts into the relationship and feeds the cycle unconsciously. But when you come to understand that it wasn't about you or it wasn't you who lacked something in the relationship, you give up on the desire of making it work, which means that it doesn't matter for you anymore if they are with someone new or if they are alone, because deep down within you, within your subconscious and your body and soul, you know that no matter how pretty it looks in the beginning, no matter how good it looks, no matter how much they pretend to give the next supply, it is going to end up the same way as it did with you, because it is their nature that is like that. It's not the person that is supply, who has the problems within them. It is a narcissist who is the problem here. So if they are the problem, no matter who is the next person in their life, the cycle is going to end up the same way as it did before. And the point is here that ultimately when you get to this understanding that I was talking about, you do not care about them moving on with the next person. Number 3, you feel stronger, kinder and wiser than ever before. In my opinion, going through narcissistic abuse is surviving hell itself. It is one of the most traumatic experiences that a person can ever go through in their lifetime. And if you have survived this kind of relationship, just know that you are one of the top most resilient people present on the surface of the earth. You are stronger than you know. And when you reach the point of finding that and becoming aware of that, you find yourself stronger than before. You feel that you can face any difficult situation in your life, because you have already faced the worst of the worst and survived it, and now you're ready to thrive after it. So you feel kinder because you know what it means to be experiencing that pain. And that is how, and that is why you extend that kind part of yourself to the rest of the people around you. And it's only possible when you show that kindness towards yourself first. So you become kind, you become wiser, because you know how important the relationships are, how important true intimacy is, how important true love is, because you never saw it in that relationship. So you really connect with your authenticity, with your true values, with your core values, and you give yourself the chance to manifest them in the world. Number 4, you recognize your worth and importance. A narcissist degrades you to all limits possible when you are in a relationship with them. They leave no stone unturned to demoralize you, to depersonalize you, to break you down slowly, to eat at your self-esteem and just destroy you as a person. But when you reach this stage in your recovery process, where you recognize your self-importance and worth, you really appreciate yourself as a person. You really recognize what you deserve and what you are made for. You know at this point what you want in your life and how the future relationships are going to look like, which makes you a narcissist proof on its own, because you know what you deserve, you know how important you are, you know your worth, and that cuts all the toxicity from your life and the potential to end up with toxic people. So if you are here, just comment below if you have already reached this stage, and if you are here, I congratulate you and I'm proud of you, because it definitely wouldn't have been easy for you. Number 5, you start experiencing deep connection with the universe. When I was in my healing journey, of course, I was isolated. I felt completely withdrawn from the world because nothing seemed relevant anymore. Everything was pointless and I was feeling hopeless, which is why there was no joy in my life. But as time went on with my recovery, I not only connected with myself, but through connecting with myself, I connected with the rest of the universe outside of me, which of course is a part of me if we talk about that in spiritual terms. But what I'm trying to say is that you see the deep connection with the world outside of you, with all the living forms. You become very spiritual. You enjoy the small moments in your life that other people who have not experienced your kind of trauma, they just live their life the way it is, like a routine. But you start really enjoying things like witnessing a sunset, or walking on the wet grass in the morning, or sitting in silence, or petting your cat or your dog, playing with a child. These experiences start becoming so precious, because at this point you're already appreciating your life and the life outside of you so much, and you know that how deeply everything is connected. So the point is, you see unity in diversity. Number 6, you start feeling positive emotions such as joy, wonder, happiness, peace. You have to understand that when you are in a narcissistic relationship, your joy is killed, your peace is taken away, your stability is taken away. You do not think about those things anymore, or even feel them. All you do is that you survive. You are in a survival mode where you are either fighting, where you are flying away, or just frozen. So these are the 3 responses that you have access to only. But when you deeply heal, when you deeply connect with yourself, you start feeling the other end of the spectrum, of the emotional spectrum. You start feeling deep joy, you start feeling happiness, you start feeling stability, you start wondering, you start connecting. So there is this regulation, deep emotional regulation that happens. You are not stuck in deep sadness anymore. You are not feeling that pain. That anger is not eating you piece by piece. Instead, you are enjoying, feeling, experiencing the whole spectrum of the emotion in a balanced way. Number 7, and the final, the most important one, you do not keep reliving your past, and you know that it has happened and you feel the same way. One of the main signs or the symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder or complex post-traumatic stress is that you have flashbacks. You have visual flashbacks, emotional flashbacks, somatic flashbacks, and you regress all the time, which is why some of you might feel stuck there in that time, even when you are here in the present moment. This is what is called traumatic regression. And when you recover from it, when you resolve those emotions, those memories, when you process them, when you heal them, you no more have those flashbacks. Those stop. You are triggered less. Even though there might be some triggers, but you know how to handle them. Your emotional flashbacks do not engulf you or eat you. You do not feel drowning all the time. Your nightmares are gone to a great extent, and you are coping really well. So I hope you, as a person, as a survivor of narcissistic abuse, would have reached this stage, a stage where you say that tick, 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 I check all of these criteria and signs. Or if you have not, be hopeful, you definitely would reach here at some given point with healing and with more processing. I hope today I was able to help you understand how it looks like to heal and what are the signs to prove that you have moved on from the narcissist. If you really like this video, make sure that you leave the comment below, like this video and share it with your friends. I'll talk with you very soon in the next one. Till then, let the healing begin.